Hi guys, this is Az from Integrum Health and Wellness, coming to you a little bit more tired than usual. Least I can say is last night I did not get a good sleep, so it got me thinking about insomnia. Recently I was talking to somebody who was suffering with it. They were asking for some advice on ways to deal with it. And we went through what there are a lot of videos on the basics of getting away from your screens, turning off the TV, making sure you're in a dark room, adjusting what you eat closer to bedtime. I think we've all heard of this advice, and if you've struggled with insomnia, I'm sure this is something that you've already looked into. So I wanted to come at insomnia from a slightly different angle today, and maybe look at more of the mental reasons that you might be struggling to switch off and fall asleep at night. So the first thing that I think you should try to think about is, are you happy with the day? So the day that you've just had, how do you feel about it? Do you feel like you got everything you wanted to do done? Do you feel you got closer to the goal that you've got, whether it be the long term or in the short term? Did you do something that day that made you happy, that filled you with joy? Did you make any connections? Did you enjoy time with loved ones? A lot of the time we can spend our time in bed not wanting to sleep and finish that day yet because we don't feel like we've got enough done. We don't feel happy with what we've managed to achieve during the day. So we put off sleep as a way of avoiding getting to tomorrow because we're unsatisfied with the now. On the other end of this, there are some people who could be productive, be working all day long, do all of those things that I just listed, and still get to bed and feel like they could have done more. They are unable to flick the switch. They struggle with putting that day to rest, moving on and getting ready for the next day to do some more. So these are two really big things that I think people can struggle with in terms of the outside world and everything that comes into us when we lay down and put our head on the pillow. You'll often hear insomniacs talk about how when they lay there alone at night, that's when they go to the dark place. So that's when they start thinking all these negative thoughts and putting a lot of pressure on themselves. This pressure also comes in terms of how we sleep. We have this issue that I like to refer to as past, present and future self, where you lay there in bed and maybe you're thinking of past self. Oh, I wish I got more done earlier so that I could have got into bed a little bit earlier. I wish that I woke up earlier so that I didn't have to stay up and go to the gym late and now I'm all charged. You're thinking about what's already been done and how you wish you did it differently so that you could now get to sleep. Present you're laying there in that moment thinking, if I fall asleep now, I'll get 5 hours and 22 minutes sleep. You're really trying to put yourself to sleep when it's not possible. And future you is thinking about how this lack of sleep is going to affect you tomorrow. Are you going to be able to get up to your alarm? Are you going to be able to achieve everything you want to achieve, fresh-faced, bushy-tailed the next day? You're fixating on time, and this is not an effective way to help you to lull yourself and relax into a good sleep. So, these are some of the issues. What are some of the solutions? My biggest recommendation to you is to get a small notebook. This notebook wants to sit by your bedside at all times. Now, this isn't necessary to be thought of as your daily journal or your diary. This is simply going to be used as a tool for sleep. In this journal, you're going to do two things. The first thing you're going to do is some positive reinforcement about the day. So when you get into bed at night, you tuck yourself in, you kiss your loved ones, and you are ready to go to sleep. You're going to spend 5 minutes on a page of this book with today's date, writing down everything positive that you have achieved that day. Stay away from all the negatives and stay away from all the stuff that you feel like you wanted to get done. Just bullet point the things you did manage to do today and just give yourself a moment to appreciate what you have managed to achieve. Now on the next page, you're going to write tomorrow's date. And on this page, I want you to write everything that you didn't manage to do today. So all those tasks that are now going to get moved to tomorrow. And this is to make sure that we put a full stop on the day. We're going to write down all the things that we didn't get done, that we want to get done, that we're going to achieve tomorrow, and we're going to put a full stop at the end. And then we're going to close this book. This book doesn't get referenced, so I don't want you to go back to the previous day and start looking at all this stuff you haven't achieved. This is just a tool to help our minds associate the bedtime with finishing the day, switching our minds off, and going to sleep. You cannot put yourself to sleep. You must fall asleep. Think about the language that comes with that. You cannot be put to sleep. We can put you to sleep with medicine. We can knock you out with a hit over the head. But to naturally on your own, you must fall asleep. Allow yourself to fall asleep. Let go of the day. Put a full stop in it. Get some rest so that you can achieve everything you want to tomorrow. This is Az from Integrum Health and Wellness, wishing you well.